Good to be with you. Welcome to the Oracle Office Hours. This is a wonderful, fun, weekly community event that I've been enjoying doing for a while now. And I love to see my familiar beloveds' faces and the new beings who are joining. It's wonderful to meet new friends from all over the world. So if you're new, go ahead and pop it in the chat where you're coming from. And if you're not new, do that as well so we can feel each other all around the globe here, coming together for a moment of divine, feminine, archetypal wisdom. A little bit more about me for those who are new or who are catching the replay or who are catching this on YouTube Live or Facebook Live. I'm an ordained priestess of the 13 Moon Mystery School, 15 years deep into that amazing journey. And one of the things I love to do is to offer the beauty of divine feminine archetypal guidance and wisdom to those who work with me and to the collective. We are in a time of great balancing, and it always takes both the he and the she, the spirit and the form, to come together in unity, consciousness, and love. So that is my highest intention here and why I love these calls. And for those who have been here before, you'll know that even if you are not chosen to get a personal divination reading, that there's a lot of medicine for you that comes through, because that's the power of archetypes. Archetypal wisdom is so vast, it's so powerful that you might even feel your body light up, or this heart knowing or an intuitive hit, this was for me today. So you will most likely get a chance to pick your own card if you're new and you raise your hand. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Before we dive into the magic and the beautiful 13 Moon Oracle cards that my fairy goddess mother Ariel Spilsbury created, we're going to just entrain into a heart coherence. So that might sound kind of fancy, but all it really means is get really present together. So let's do that with simple tools. We light up our hands of light. Your birthright is your healing hands of light, and then putting your own palm of light on your heart chakra. This releases oxytocin, it downregulates the nervous system, and I like to put my other hand of light right on my lower belly. And let's close our eyes and take 3 deep breaths, and just allowing the prana, the oxygen, to deeply, deeply come in lower belly, and then big sigh. Ah, and let's do that again. And with that sigh, imagine releasing any stress, anything you're carrying, just giving it to Mother Earth. Deep breath. Ah. Not only are you oxygenating your body, releasing oxytocin, the sound of your own voice, the resonance of your sigh calms the emotions, quiets the mind, and relaxes the body. So one more deep sigh. Ah, little inner smile. And now diving into the space behind your palm of light on your heart, feeling your own precious heart. We are the one heart as we meet in this depth, in this place, the sacred heart, this place that we come from, that the light enters into form, this place that guides us, and this place we shall return to. And as you feel your own precious heart, just feeling what you are bringing into this call today. It could be questions, it could be joy, it could be just the longing to connect in like-hearted community. You are welcome, shadow and light. That means even if you're having a really hard time, this is a safe and sacred place for you to be real, to be seen, and to receive love and compassion. One more deep breath, just giving that hand of light a little spiral, and then we slowly open our eyes, and I bow to you. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. So sometimes I remember often that the reason I love doing these calls so much is because when we are in service, we receive this wave of reciprocity, of benefit back, of just the beauty of that. So I am blessed by all of you. When you come and receive a reading, it gives me joy. It gives me a feeling of great purpose. I feel so honored, and I feel the connection. And thank you for that. So Kim and I were together before you all beamed in, and we pulled a collective card first. And she has been with us before. She is a powerhouse. We could say she is like the culmination of all the goddess archetypes in one. So I'm going to show you that collective card, and you can feel if there's already resonance for you that she's bringing, because this is the card that is for all of us, our shared humanity. And here she is. She's back, our alchemical goddess. She's been with us for a few of our collective readings, and I feel like the reason we're pulling her more often than other goddess cards for the collective is because of that reminder that even if we're in the fires of change and discomfort with growth, that this is a purifying, sanctifying fire of alchemy that's coming through our lives. That which is sometimes called like the rub for the pearl of our soul, the polishing, is something that we can meet with gratitude, grace, and a little bit more wisdom, especially in the intense times we're in. You know, we've heard that before with the whole pandemic. We've been in a really intense portal for a long time of change, of growth, where things can be seem very polarized. And one of the alchemical principles, being that she's the alchemical goddess, is that for great change to occur, first, there is sometimes this apparent separation to then come back together at a higher octave. And this is called solve e coagula, the alchemical principle of dissolving and recrystallizing, reforming at a more beautiful, rarefied, sublime form of consciousness, right? This is turning the lead of our apparent shadow patterns and suffering into the gold of our presence, our compassion, and our remembrance of interconnectedness. This is where we take the ego mind and its polarizing nature and give it to the heart that unifies. And when the heart awakens, all the other chakras, bing, 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 they light up. The heart is a center point. It's the master switch. So I was telling Kim, this is about all of these lotuses coming into alignment and opening to receive the grace that's available. I hear a lot of people in the New Age movement talking about heaven on earth. Look at this beautiful background. Look at this photo I'm in front of as we're in springtime in the Northern Hemisphere. This sure looks like heaven on earth to me. When we walk in beauty, meaning our own consciousness from a heart-centered presence, we see beauty that surrounds. We perceive that which we are. As viewed, so appears. How about instead of waiting for some big shift to happen out there with the government, when are they going to do this? When are they going to fix that? How about we be the change and bring heaven on earth through our frequency? The alchemical goddess says, I am union, I am grace, I am freedom. So this is her invitation for us to remember we are the change. And when we bring that high frequency, that coagula, that crystallized gold, we are bringing heaven to earth. So facing each challenge as a precious opportunity for alchemy. Aho, thank you, alchemical goddess. I'm gonna ring the bowl to that. You like that, Kim? It's pretty good, huh? Yes, I can see some beings in the chat really resonating with that. Being the change is literally the only thing we have control over. Indeed. Good to see you, Alyssa. Good to feel you. Oh, yes. Alethea says, this is amazingly apropos and aligned for the present moment. Yes, yes. I'm so glad you're here and resonating. So resonating. And we have beings letting us know where they're from. You can continue to let us know. Welcome, Tonisha. Good to see you, beloved, from Indiana. Simone from Germany. Sylvia from Ohio, from the Hopewell lands. Blessings. Gabby from Austria. Lynn and Leaf from Justine. Noelle from Montreal. Good to see you, sister. Glad you're back. It's wonderful to feel us. Like I sometimes think of a light loom around Gaia, and we're weaving this heaven on earth. We're weaving this new frequency together. Oh, I'm seeing you, Agnes. Welcome back, beloved, from Malta. Good to see you. Welcome, Amy. So for those that joined a little bit after the beginning of the call, I do like to prioritize new people. Welcome, Maja. New people who I haven't read for, you can scroll your cursor down to the bottom bar of Zoom where it has this little icon with a smiley face that says reactions. Click the arrow, and that's how you can raise your hand. And I will try to get the new people first, give them a reading rather, get to them, and then we'll go down the order of how I see your hands in the chat bar on the side. All right. If you want to also just let me know how you're feeling, if anything resonated from that first card. I love the interaction in the chat. It makes it so juicy and real. Yeah. Alethea says, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Exactly. Welcome, Yeza from Oregon. Alyssa's from Connecticut. Amy's in LA. And I'm in a different location. I drove very, very late into the wee hours to come all the way down to Palm Springs, California. And I had no idea because it was so late and dark how beautiful it is here. Never been here before. I woke up and there's snow on the mountaintops, and I'm in like high desert with palm trees and cactuses everywhere in this. I haven't driven around yet, but it just from where I am looks amazing. I'm excited to go explore. Maj is from Norway. Welcome, beloved. Oh, that's so sweet. Yes, it's good to let others have a chance. People are resonating with that first collective reading. Amy says this energy is big and crazy. Yeah, we're in this last stretch of this eclipse portal. On Monday, the 8th, we're going to have there's a full solar eclipse. Friends of mine have flown down to Texas to witness this event that only takes a few minutes all in all, or it's covered for a few minutes entirely, but it's very rare and very potent. Solar eclipse, full solar eclipse in Aries. So we can feel into that and why the energy is so intense. Aries, well, we've talked about this before on the calls. The kind of, we'll call it the lower frequency of this energy is like, it's like ram horns battering together, right? It's like struggle and fight and power struggle dynamics. This also is referring to the nature of the eclipse portal, mostly going into how do we clean up relationships, because the lunar eclipse was in Libra. So it's about bringing balance and harmony, and it's very relational with the moon eclipse being in Libra. It's about our emotions, our relations. And then the solar eclipse is this fiery Aries energy, which, like I said, can be very tough, very like like fighting, or it can bring things up to the surface like springtime, right? It's the first sign, it's the youngest of all signs, it's fresh life, it's the seed that sprouts and bursts through the still frozen earth, and it's like, I am here, I'm ready, spring is sprung. And that's where we are in the turn of the wheel. So that Aries energy is needed for life, for the beginning, for the start of something new. And the power, the energy, the force, the actual like perseverance of that energy can be very useful in our lives, right? When we want to catalyze change and growth. And then the highest octave after we'll say the gift of Aries is that growth and that perseverance, that movement, the dynamism. And then the highest octave is, I love this word, and it is like a Jedi frequency, honor, deep self-honor and honor in our relationships. It's like a samurai code, honor, Jedi code of honor. So that's where the god of war becomes this master, where violence and fighting is the ultimate last resort, when there's honor and right action with all of that energy. That's real power versus force, right? So of course it's intense right now. We're cleaning it up. We're moving a lot of energy. So that's a little astrological cosmic update before we get started. All right, we have a lot of friends still coming in. Yeah, Simone says this week for me has been about taking a step back and observing instead of doing and acting, connected and being centered in our hearts. Blessed be that wisdom. Yes, and I have an Aries moon. So this is a challenge in general for me. It's like, don't move, don't speak, just feel, like the wisdom of that honor, of that self-honor that you're referring to, Simone. It's like, just take a step back, take a breath, observe, listen, because Aries is like, oh yeah, it's like, it can be very fast. Yes. Alyssa says every week should be about that. Tonisha's an Aries moon as well. Oh, sister. Yeah, we've got that fiery side for sure. All right, my loves. Beautiful. Lots of great feedback. Randy's telling me to go see the Runners and Jackrabbits while I'm here in Palm Springs. Sweet. All right, Haley says this is her first time, and if I can find you, Haley, I'll have you, if you scroll down and hit the icon reactions, you can raise your hand and it will bring you way up the list so I can see you. And let's see, who else is brand new? I think Mieza, is that how you say your name? Let me click on this and ask you to unmute. If you could turn your camera on too, then we can do that. Otherwise, I'm going to go look for Haley. Let's see.
Hi there.
Is this Mieza?
It's Misa.
Miza. Okay. Oh, I remember you. I remember your.
Yeah, this is my second time.
You know what? Let me read for Haley first because she's
Yes,
brand new.
absolutely.
Then we'll come back.
No
Okay.
worries.
Okay.
Sure.
Beautiful. All right. So Haley, I'm looking for you. Let's see. If you can raise a hand, it pops you up because there's quite a few beloveds here. And people kind of fall in and out. Okay.
I'm trying to find the little hand, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, okay. I see you. Haley. Okay. Where? Okay. So how do I? Huh.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. Now I'm going to add the spotlight. There she is. Hi. Good to see you.
Hi.
Where, can you tell me again where you're beaming in from? Where are you?
Yes, I'm actually in a Delta lounge in Washington, D.C., about to go on a retreat with Layla Martin in England.
Oh, fun.
I
Wow.
know. I
Juicy.
know.
Oh, that's exciting. my dear priestess sister, Charlotte Sophia, who might actually be popping in here today, is a Layla Martin trainer. She graduated from that teacher training, and she and I are about to offer a very exciting course together where we blend the 13 Moon Priestess work with the Layla Martin work. So
Oh,
it's
that's so
no
exciting.
coincidence. Yeah, it's no coincidence.
Yeah.
You're on your way. So
Yeah.
I'm shuffling the cards for you, and this is your time to really receive. So just take a moment, maybe put a hand back on your heart and just feel, take a deep breath. There may be an area of your life in particular that you're inviting the goddess to give you some tools or some direct wisdom teaching or guidance around. And because you're new, I'll let you know that there's 3 kinds of cards. There is the goddess herself, the archetype. There's her sacred tool, and then there's her frequency with a sacred geometry. So we'll see what comes for you, beloved. Okay. And I'm going to ask you to keep yourself unmuted, but I'm going to make myself bigger and then I'll bring you back in. All right. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, you can see these beautiful peacock cards, alchemical peacocks. Okay, when you are ready, you're going to either say now or there or stop, and I will choose that card. Here we go.
Now.
All right, you got a frequency card, and a very appropriate one for what you are about to do. This is the card of the frequency of pink, fulfillment. I mean, look at that. How divine feminine does that get? It's the yoni portal, but it's also the flame of fulfillment lit by Holy Mother's flame. The beauty of receiving, the portal, the feminine that surrenders and receives, that opens. And this is a card of the archetype of the goddess of love. She who says, I feel, I respond, I beautify. And when I started doing this work, I was like, what is to beautify? Is it like making flower arrangements and all things everywhere? But it's deeper than that. It's your own frequency as you move through the world. When your heart and your womb and your yoni are aligned with this energy of your divine feminine essence, you are walking in beauty. You are beauty. You beautify every space with your essence. So I'm going to find you and pop you back in. Here you are. Okay. All right. So she is asking you, because it's this very powerful goddess of love archetype. This is Aphrodite. This is Venus. This is Lakshmi. And she's beloved, where may you still be shielding your heart? Because for your being to open, to really embody me, this is about you embodying this frequency, that the shields of the heart must dissolve. This is required to truly light that flame. Yeah, this is about opening the heart and letting it guide and being in that reciprocity. You see, we've been fed a lie about giving and receiving. Often we might feel like I give, and I'm not receiving. But if we're truly in the circuitry of unconditional love and our heart shields have melted, to give from that place is to receive. And to receive well is a generosity. It's this like infinity loop of reciprocity. So just breathe with that for a moment and feel in your relationships. Feel where you might be over giving or giving with maybe a hook of like, but. And this is coming back to unconditional allowance, that softness, that flow, that reciprocity, the unshielded heart, which brings true fulfillment. To be that that abundant, right? When we think of
Mhm.
goddess of love, we see the cornucopia overflowing, the full moon. This is the full ripeness that she's inviting you into. And I just think it's so perfect in the timing for this adventure that you're on.
Mhm. Thank you. That was received.
Was there anything in particular that you're like, that's medicine? I'm definitely going to deepen with that.
Yeah, it's this energy right now with the Aries. I have a very let's just say when Kali comes out to play, she does not mess, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
and there's all kinds of ways that I can trick myself into thinking, oh, well, that was completely justified,
Right.
right? But often when I really do the deeper look, it's because of some past wound or some way that I am guarding my heart. So,
Thank you
you
for
know,
naming that for the one, right? That righteous anger that Kaliye swahas people's heads off. But really, Kali is about cutting the heads of the demons of our own illusions off. She's the
mhm,
great liberator for us to then be non-reactive,
right.
because when there's no charge, because we have purified by her fire within, anyone can say anything to us and we can be in neutrality, in that unity consciousness that can
Mhm,
hold that. Look,
mhm,
look at the bliss, look at the horror impartially. That's Kali. That's like that
mhm.
freedom, right?
It is.
Yes, I'm with you in this initiation of really cleaning up reactivity and keeping the heart unshielded.
Yeah.
Blessed be for the one, this deep medicine. Thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for naming that. So good to meet
Thank you.
you. And I'm excited for your week ahead.
I know. I am too.
Wonderful. Hope to see
Thank
you
you.
soon. Bye for now. All right, let's ring the bowl for the goddess of love and the frequency of fulfillment. Powerful. When we share our hearts and how the cards touch us and resonate, I'm sure that's also medicine for others here that can relate so much. Let's see. I am going to call on, okay, Alethea. Let's see. Did that work? Can you,
Can you hear me?
yes. Are you, okay, let me find you. Okay. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your warmth and generosity, and the container you're creating is just moving beyond measure. So I'm very
Thank
grateful.
you. Thank you for that reflection. I love there's a teaching about resonance when something's really resonating. Like sometimes I get truth bumps. I'll get goosebumps on my legs when I'm like, whoof, that was truth. That resonates. And I think about a tuning fork that rings and brings another that's actually the same key. It's like it brings it right into that ringing with it. So as we awaken together, the community starts to like pop and we feel like heart coherence and resonance. And it's powerful to bring this out then into our lives and the collective. So I'm so glad you're here. Tell me
Thank you.
where you're living or where you're beaming in from again.
I live in the East Bay of San Francisco,
We're
and
usually very close, but I'm I'm
yes.
far now.
So just a quick word of introduction. I received a vision from Kali when I was 17 of me as Alethea in this beautiful feminine form. And the message I got was just be patient and you'll get to be her in real life. And so my masculine identity was kind of protecting me as like a seed pattern up until last July. And then I came out to everyone publicly, and now I'm, you know, presenting as Alethea, your naughty fairy goddess mother.
Oh, that is wild and fun.
Um,
Yeah, I have a great fairy goddess mother, and you're not that far away. One day you might want to meet Ariel Spilsbury too.
yes, I'm sure.
We need all the fairy goddess mothers that we can get, the
Yes.
wisdom birds.
Yeah, so I offer astrology, tarot, and feng shui readings as well, and it's great to meet a radiant, glorious, generous practitioner such as yourself.
Oh, thank
To be
you.
in the circle is
So,
really precious.
so good to meet you, Alethea. And I had a young friend as a child named Alethea, not knowing it was a particular great goddess. And I have another being in my life from the mystery school. She's been apprenticing with me for a long time. She's been going by Alexis, her birth name, and she's considering also taking on this frequency. Can you tell us, is Alethea the goddess of truth? Is
Yes,
that
precisely. Yeah.
beautiful?
And so now I can share my full truth with everyone all the time, and it's just really amazing.
Witnessing the joy, witnessing you. Beautiful. Okay, this is now your time to just receive. Take a deep breath. If you want to put a hand back on your heart, let's feel what or who is coming for you as a guide, a reminder, a frequency upgrade today. All right, I'm going to pop you off, but stay unmuted so you can say when, and I'll remove the spotlight so it's bigger. All right.
When,
Oh, right there. Okay.
yep.
That was, you know what? You got the alchemical goddess again. That reading from the beginning, the collective reading really pertains to you. Take that deeply as medicine. Now we're going to choose one more card as perhaps a tool or another insight around how to really embody her. Okay, here we go. You tell me again.
That one right there. Perfecto.
Oh yeah, tool, sacred tool for you to embody that full rainbow body. Of course, it's the caduceus. It's the sacred tool of the staff. And this is a tool of the archetype of the wise woman. The wise woman that's often a crone, just as you've moved into this wisdom time in your life where you're like, I'm not going to care about what people think anymore. I'm going to walk to the beat of my old drum. The crone is a phase of life where the inner light radiates so strongly. The corona of light forms. And she carries this staff, much like Gandalf or wizards carry their staff of light with sometimes a big crystal on top, which is like that pineal. It's like lighting up. When the energy flows unencumbered, it just beams. So the caduceus, as you know, Alethea, is also connected to health. It's the medicine staff that's seen even, on branding for health companies. It's the staff Mercury flies with, and it's all about that flow, that unencumbered flow of Shakti Kundalini, of energy that brings health. So I'm going to bring you back in, and we'll go a little bit deeper. So because this is the tool that you chose to actually embody the alchemical goddess you are even more, I would say that this is both about simplifying your life and resonating more with moving towards that which you resonate with for your highest frequency for health, mind, body, emotions, spirit. The wise woman's expression is, I simplify, I resonate. So when you're walking with that staff, and for you, because you're a wild and magical being, I would say, go out into the forest, go up into the Berkeley Hills, into Tilden Park, find yourself a staff. My goodness, go for it. Like you're at this phase where you don't care what it looks like. Just feel what that feels like to have that grounding, that earthing, that walking with your staff of light, knowing that it lives in your central channel first as your alignment for your health. And then really, like, what is it to walk connected to the earth? That is not only a powerful feeling, it's healthy for us. The wood brings up the earth current right into our hand and through our body. We often don't walk around barefoot. Did you know that walking with a staff has the same benefit? A wooden staff can help your health by earthing you, bringing the current, the earth force in. So there's many pieces for you to contemplate about the staff of life and what it symbolizes for you as a tool to embody your alchemical goddess more. Also embody your wise corona of light. And the goddess associated with this tool, most known, is Sophia, with her omniscopic light. Yes.
Thank you so much. It's really
You're so
beautiful.
welcome. Yeah, hopefully that resonates for you.
Well, actually, tonight we have an event called Wood Song where 25 of us go into the redwoods and we sing for 3 hours. So I'm sure I can find a staff opportunity at that moment. So
Amazing. I'm not
thank you so much.
surprised. I love how the goddess is just full of synchronicity. It's such a wink from the goddess.
Yes,
So good to meet you.
you
And
too.
I hope to see
Thank
you
you so
again.
much. I'm sure.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Let's ring the bowl for both the goddess of wisdom, which is Sophia, the wise woman, and her staff, and the alchemical goddess that we're all embodying in our different ways. It's like not one way to the castle. There's all of these weaves that bring us into this beauty. So good. All right, my loves. Let's call on Pat. It's been a long time, Pat, since we've had a reading. I would love to offer you a reading.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me bring you in for a moment. Good to see you.
See you.
So as I shuffle the cards, just again, it's about receiving. It's your time to be touched by the goddess energy, to feel her come alive, not as a concept, as a direct embodied experience that she's inviting. She's inviting us to let her in, to live as her eyes, her hands, her heart. Yeah, we are she. Whether we were born in a male or female body, whether we're now in a male or female body, we are all the body of the goddess. We are she. Yay. Okay, my love, I'm gonna take you off and bring you right back in. Here we go. And Pat, as a wise woman in this croning phase of your life, I'm sure you could resonate also with that last card. What I love, and I want to mention before we move on to your card, is that there are many wisdom keepers and wise star seeds coming onto the planet, even in young little bodies. The things that the children are saying and how they just see so clearly. We don't need to wait until our elder years to recognize our wisdom. That is for everyone to awaken to. So, okay, Pat, here we go. You tell me when.
Yes.
Ooh. You got a beautiful tool. Oh no, it is a frequency card. You got another frequency card.
Oh.
I saw the 8-spoked wheel and I thought, oh, that's a cool tool, but it is the frequency of magenta. And this beautiful wheel is covered with spinning, whirling dervishes, Sufi mystics. And you can see these wheels spinning. This is such a confirmation. Did I not just talk about how much I love the synchronicities in the goddess? The winks of the goddess show up as synchronicity. When the veils feel really thin, you're going to be noticing a lot of synchronicities, especially in this eclipse portal time. There are times where the cosmos may assist us to follow the signs, the symbols, and the synchronicities, and this is really one of them. This being said, the more present we are, the more heart-centered we are, the more synchronicities start popping into our life, no matter what's going on with the cosmos of eclipse season or not. Synchronicity becomes a very commonplace confirmation, a wink from the Divine Mother that you're in flow, that you are absolutely in a reciprocity with the field of co-creation, that you are both the weaver and the dreamer, and you are the woven one and the dream, right? So this archetype is the archetype of the weaver dreamer. And I'm going to bring you back in, Pat. This is one of the most magical archetypes.
Awesome.
So
Thank you
yeah. So listen a little bit deeper, because she's going to invite you to inquire. And for everyone who this might be medicine for, listen with Pat. When you are the weaver dreamer, you're also the script writer, the director, the casting director, and the hero or heroine of your own reality movie. So she asks you, are you happy with the story you've been telling thus far? And if not, what would you change? You're that powerful. You're that magical. If you're looking at your reality and saying, if only this or that, you are the co-creatrix with the prime mover in this wheel to change that scripting. So she's asking you to really take back that kind of dreaming power and dream awake and co-create a different scripting that really lights you up, that brings you back into your joy, that brings you back
I get it too.
passion.
Yeah,
Yes.
I get that as well. Yeah.
Beautiful. That resonates for you, Pat?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad that this is good medicine for you today. And I'm sure it is for others. So good to see you.
Had
Yay.
car issues, but I've had some miracles. I made some prayers and things just happened. It was just great, you know.
Beautiful to hear that, and how powerful it is when we align with our prayer and our heart and our frequency, and the outpicturing starts to change, right? The conditions start to shift. We no longer feel at the effect. We feel that we're part of the cause of our own joy, our own happiness. Beautiful. Love to hear that. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's ring the bowl for the Weaver Dreamer and synchronicity. So I wanted to share, because of the synchronicity of that card and the reading, that Charlotte Sophia, who I mentioned earlier, and I are actually offering a free, beautiful online ceremony together called She Rises. She rises in love, she rises in grace, she rises in you and me. And it's all about this re-scripting, this powerfully rewriting of some of our old stories that keep us feeling stuck and not being in our highest frequency. This opportunity to join us. Kim, can you already pop She Rises into the chat? Because it is going to align with the next turn of the wheel. It's aligning right on Beltane. Beltane is already a potent portal of life and creativity and joy and expression. And Charlotte Sophia, who I mentioned earlier, who has brought all this wisdom, not only from 13 Moon training with me, but from the Layla Martin teacher training, she's bringing in a lot of keys on her own. And then we're joining together to offer this beautiful offering on May 1st on Beltane. She rises. She rises like a flame. She rises like the sea. She rises in joy. She rises in ecstasy. She rises through us. She rises. So come join us. It's from 11 to 1. It's going to be when we'd usually have Oracle office hours anyway. So come be here with us live for She Rises. It starts a little bit earlier because there's so much we want to share with you. We're so excited. And if Charlotte's here, I don't know, Charlotte, you are here. I would love you to hop on with me and share a little bit too. Let's see if I can I ask you to start your video, beloved? And it'd be great to say hi to you and see you. There she is. Okay. Hi, love.
Hi.
Good to see you. Did you know the first woman I read for is on her way to a Layla Martin retreat? I just love the synchronicities right now. It's so fun.
I know I had a little private message with her. She's
Sweet.
also going to England, so it's even more doubly special.
That's so cool. I just love the way the goddess works. So after the last card, you know, the goddess nudged me. She's like, tell them about She Rises now. And I'm glad you're here so we can share a little bit. What else would you say about this incredible opportunity to join in this ceremony?
Well, I can just say from my own, where I'm standing at right now is completely stepping into a new mythic story. So this She Rises really speaks to my own heart at this moment in time. I have actually lived a pretty mythic life. So that's my wisdom, really, is living a mythic life. And I've sort of just ended pretty much April 1st, completed a whole chapter of my life, which, you know, selling my house, selling my business, everything. And so I literally stand here right now in this moment at this threshold where I've just stepped into a whole new chapter, a whole new aspect of my own life. And what does that take to truly write our own story and our own script? And that's where I'm standing at. So She Rises really meets me, you know, why I'm called to offer this, because this is where I'm at. And what does it take to truly step into the mythic story of our own life fully? And you said it, writing it, being the writer, the producer, the actor, or the director of our lives. So that's what we're bringing forth in She Rises, with different practices, with a deep ceremony, because ceremony just helps us connect on that deep soul level, right? Where we get to speak to our soul essence. We get to make that commitment, that prayer to ourselves that cannot help but unfold in some way. But we have to meet, you know, sometimes we have to meet whatever's in the way of that. But yet, when we step into ceremony and write that for ourselves, it does make a quantum shift. So, I'll leave it at that.
Thank you for that. Yes. And so Kim has popped the link. If you haven't seen the page yet, you can sign up for it right there. And for those who are catching this on the replay, we're going to pop it into the follow-up email for you, but also on YouTube and Facebook. Kim is going to pop that into the comments so you can find it with us. And it's May 1st, which is, like I said before, this already powerful, I know Ariel, our fairy goddess mother, used to talk about all the turns of the wheel events, like acupuncture needles on the skin of Gaia in consciousness, attuning the collective. So we're doing it on a very powerful date where there's lots of celebrating, at least even forward and backwards in times from our ancestors. It's a portal to join us in the ceremony. And rather than some kind of intellectual webinar or masterclass where you're taking notes and learning about something, you're going to be powerfully embodying these frequencies, these new frequencies. And they're not just concepts. You're going to feel radical shifts in the moment with us that ripple forward in your life. So join us, follow the link, and sign up for She Rises. It'll be wonderful to feel the wave of us doing this great work at the same time on Beltane. And I'm so excited to do this with you, Charlotte. I know you just mentioned kind of casually, well, I've lived a bit of a mythic life. I almost want to out you for how mythic your life has been. Charlotte, when I was, when my daughter was young, I had this fairy tale book about this pirate princess that just jumped into a ship and sailed off away from her father and did it her own way. And Charlotte, you have lived that out. You literally bought a boat as a young 20-something on your own, went on an adventure, got shipwrecked, lived on an island, survived. I mean, yeah, talk about courage. This woman has lived a very courageous life. And out of all the people I know in the magical world I'm in, Charlotte listens to her intuition more than anyone I've ever met. She will not move unless it is a yes fully in her body and her intuition is spot on. So I'm just thrilled to be on this adventure with you, beloved.
You. Thank you for that beautiful reflection. Yeah. And I can't believe there's actually a children's book about a shipwreck too. That
Yes. Oh, I'm going to try to find that. If I find the name and the author, I'll send it to you. It's lovely. All right, then. So for now, I would say we've run out of time today, but if you didn't get a reading, if you wanted a reading, please come back next Wednesday and raise your hand right away. Be at the top of the list. And for the beloveds who joined us later in the call, I see you and I'm so glad you're here. It's good to see your beautiful faces. And I look forward to being with you again. Thank you so much, Charlotte. I look forward to being with you on Beltane too. All right. Goodbye, everyone. I wish you all so much love. Only love. Bye for now. Yay. Thank you, everyone.